In the early 17th century, a new age was dawning. Nations raced across oceans, hungry for spices, silk, and unimaginable wealth. But among all the powers that set sail, one company would rise above every kingdom and every empire. A company so rich, so influential, and so feared, that it became the most powerful corporation the world has ever seen. This is the story of the Verenigd Oostindische Company, or VOC, Dutch East India Company. Founded in 1602, the VOC wasn't just another trading company. It was a revolutionary idea. For the first time in history, a corporation offered shares to the public, creating the world's very first stock market. Suddenly, ordinary citizens, merchants, craftsmen, even sailors could buy a piece of a global empire. And as the VOC's ships returned laden with treasures, the fortunes of these early investors skyrocketed. At its peak, the company became the richest business on Earth. To put it in perspective, adjusted for inflation, the VOC was worth more than today's Apple, Amazon, and Google combined. It was a financial titan unlike any other. But what truly set the VOC apart wasn't just its staggering wealth. It was its unprecedented power. The Dutch government granted the company a charter with extraordinary authority. The VOC could wage war. It could build forts, it could sign treaties with foreign rulers. It could govern vast territories, imprison its enemies, and even mint its own currency. This wasn't just a business. It was a company with the powers of a sovereign nation. It was a state within a state, operating for profit. The VOC's empire stretched from the southern tip of Africa all the way to the shores of Japan. Its domain was the vast Indian Ocean. From the spice islands of Indonesia to the bustling ports of India and beyond, its influence was inescapable. The company's fleet of massive ships, armed and ready for battle, dominated the sea lanes. Its merchants controlled the most valuable market of the era, the spice trade. In the 17th century, spices like nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, and pepper were as precious as gold. Wars were fought over them, and the VOC was determined to control them all. To secure its monopoly, the company established a vast network of trading posts and fortresses. In 1619, the VOC conquered the city of Jayakarta in Indonesia and rebuilt it as Batavia, which we know today as Jakarta. Batavia became the headquarters of its Asian empire, a heavily fortified hub from which the company ruled with an iron fist. Local rulers were coerced into exclusive trade agreements, and any competitors, be they Portuguese, English, or local traders, were ruthlessly crushed. The VOC's private army and navy were instruments of a brutal corporate policy, ensuring that its profits were protected at any cost. But behind the gilded ledgers and tales of glory, there was a much darker side to the VOC's story. The company's relentless pursuit of profit came at a devastating human cost. To maintain its monopoly on nutmeg, for example, the VOC committed horrific acts on the Banda Islands. Entire populations were displaced or wiped out, and the island's economy was completely restructured to serve the company's interests. This pattern of exploitation and violence was repeated across its territories. The VOC's hunger for wealth reshaped cultures, economies, and borders, leaving a legacy of colonial domination that would last for centuries. It was an empire built on trade, but cemented with force. For nearly 200 years, the VOC stood at the absolute center of global commerce. Its innovations in finance and logistics laid the groundwork for modern capitalism. The concepts of publicly traded companies, stock exchanges, and corporate governance all have roots in the VOC's operations. Its ships circumnavigated the globe, connecting markets and cultures in an unprecedented global network. The company's influence was so profound that it literally changed the map of the world. But no empire, corporate or otherwise, lasts forever. By the late 18th century, the colossus began to crumble from within. Corruption became rampant, with employees smuggling goods and running side businesses that siphoned profits away from the company. Decades of constant warfare, particularly against the British, drained its treasury. The world was also changing. The ideals of free trade began to challenge the VOC's monopolistic model, and new competitors emerged who were more agile and efficient. Internal scandals further eroded its reputation and public trust. The once unstoppable giant was now stumbling, buried under the weight of its own arrogance and mismanagement. The end came in 1799. After almost 2 centuries of unparalleled dominance, the Dutch East India Company, once the richest corporation in history, was declared bankrupt. The Dutch government dissolved the company and absorbed its vast territories into what would become the Dutch East Indies. Its ships were sold, its forts were repurposed, and its empire vanished. But its legacy did not. The story of the VOC is a complex one. It was a pioneer of global trade and a blueprint for the modern corporation. It was a symbol of incredible innovation and immense wealth. But it was also a story of brutal exploitation, colonial violence, and unchecked corporate power. The VOC's rise and fall serves as a powerful reminder of what can happen when a company becomes more powerful than nations themselves, when profit is pursued without regard for humanity. It was the world's first megacorporation, an empire built on spice and steel, and its story forever changed the world. Thank you for watching. If you found this story fascinating, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the events and figures that shaped our world. See you next time.